And Caffey guarded by Baker. Back to Kerr for three. And Kerr not having a terrific season. That was one of the things George Karl was worried about, that tonight would be the night he'd erupt. So
well, and he said Scottie Pippen would help him also shoot the three-pointer. Right now, Kerr's shooting too quickly for him. Those are two catch-and-shoot quick shots that he's missed.
Ben Baker misses for Seattle as they continue the drought here in the second quarter. They've yet to get a basket from the field. Here's Pippen. And again, the defensive job done by Baker.
That's all Ben Baker. Wow.
6:44 to go first half. Time has been called at the United Center. The Bulls lead it, but narrowly so. They're up by one.
Spurs and Wizards, Wednesday at 8 Eastern. The NBA's on the Superstation.
When did you last go far from the lights of the blazing electric metropolis and look up? The 1998 Isuzu Trooper, equipped with a new advanced torque-on-demand traction system to go places the power company can't find.
Regular rules don't have nothing to do with this place.
Wrongfully accused. Relentlessly pursued.
I will get them.
Their only way out would be through the fields of war.
Why do you want to join the Army?
We heard y'all might need a little help liberating Texas.
Look here, Jim Bowie.
An epic journey through a dangerous frontier.
I'm gonna come back for you.
If we don't stop Santa Ana, he's gonna blow through East Texas like a hurricane.
I want to ride with you against Houston's Texans.
When word of the Alamo gets out across Texas, more patriots will want to join us down the trail.
Chris Christopherson, Tom Skerritt, and Scott Bairstow in the first great adventure of the year.
We're all gonna be part of history.
Remember the Alamo! Remember the Alamo!
2 for Texas. See it for the first time anywhere. Sunday at 8 on TNT, the best movie studio on television.
In an era when shooting percentages are going down, there's still some sharp shooters in this league. For example, Eddie Johnson in his 16th season. Del Curry with Charlotte in his 12th. Hornacek from Utah in his 12th. Derek Harper now with Orlando in his 15th season. Rex Chapman is the youngster of this bunch. He's in his 10th. And we are watching tonight Dale Ellis at the age of 37. He leads the league in three-point shooting percentage. You got to be a plus 30 guy to make that list, Doc.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of reasons why. I think the older guys know how to get their shots. They know when to take their shots, and they work on their shots, and I think that's the difference.
Dale Ellis, who had a run around Seattle, late 80s. Of course, Dallas and Denver as well. And really has been revived with this second trip back to the Northwest.
Yeah, and he was really tough for me to guard when I played against him because he was so big and strong. You know, in college, he played with his back to the basket. In the pros, he can do everything. He is really a difficult guy to guard. You really want to make him put the ball on the floor.
His last year at Tennessee for the basketball team was with Bill Bates had his final year for the football team.
Yeah, and his last game was my last game, or my last game was against him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he knocked me out of the playoffs in college, and I still remember.
Are you still bitter?
Very.
39-38, Sonics back on top. Kerr, Ellis goes for the steal, and tips it last. It goes out of bounds. Now Greg Anthony is going to get a rest, and Gary Payton back on the floor. So it's Payton, Ellis, Shrimp, Baker, and Hawkins for Seattle, and another foul away from the ball.
Obviously, that's the thing. And both fouls, all the fouls have been on two guys. It's been on Michael Jordan from Seattle, and it's been on Ben Baker from Chicago. Basically, what they're trying to do is stop these two guys from scoring down on the post.
Hawkins picked up that one. That's his second. Here's Kerr in the corner, guarded by Payton. Under 6 to go before halftime.
Boy, I tell you what. And it happened last year to Steve Kerr where he was triple teamed by Gary Payton alone. It just happened again.
Jordan looks for Jason Caffey. Now he goes over Hawkins and cans the basket.
That was great defense, Vern. That was great defense. And he scored.
40-39.
Here's another.
And this time they're going to call it on Baker for hooking.
Wow. And that's what Phil Jackson, he's been working down there, saying that Ben Baker is hooking around the leg, and he does that. He gets away with it, but I didn't see it on that one.
George Karl thinks he did, so George is going to have a conversation with Bennett Salvatore. Jordan has made his last 4. Here's Pippen. That one knocked out of bounds by Hersey Hawkins. Watch Hersey Hawkins. He's in good shape here, he thinks.
He does a nice job, fights himself over the pick. Now watch this. Gets a good stand. Looks like he's guarding him very well. Contests the shot, but it goes in. It's a bad feeling when you're a good defensive player and you play good defense.
Jordan over Hawkins again, 5 in a row.
Yeah. And what they have to do is try to make Jordan drive to the basket.
Lead is 3, alley-oop, and this time they're going to get Caffey away from the ball.
My. They're going to break a record away from the ball fouls tonight.
Maybe a brand new category.
Yeah.
And since Seattle's in the penalty, Baker goes back to the free throw line. In this quarter 7 of 11, and Baker having a tepid night at the line. He's 1 for 5.
Well, that's the one area where he does struggle. He's a streak foul shooter, and right now he's on a down streak, which is not good for Seattle, because I think he's going to spend a lot of time there tonight.
1 of 6 so far for Ben Baker. Pippen misses that one. Here comes Hersey Hawkins. It's 3 on 2. Payton right side. Curry's there. So is Pippen. And so is Jordan. There is no foul call, but it is out of bounds in the hands of Chicago.
That was a sensational play by Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Look at both of them run. You can see Scottie at the top, Michael, and I don't know, who do you give the block to? I guess you give it to Scottie, but they both got their hands on it, and Michael Jordan landed out of bounds.
And Gary Payton paid a little bit of a price for that one.
He did. But that was after the ball was gone.
18 on the shot clock.
And that's the argument. They wanted a new 24, but it didn't touch the rim.
So Gary Payton is getting ready to inbounds. Yep, now they are going to give him a fresh 24.
Well, what they're saying is that Michael Jordan had possession of the basketball, so that's why he gets a new 24.
Payton to throw it inbounds as Jordan continues his conversation. Payton finds Shrimp. Jordan on it. Nope. Free throws.
You know, Michael Jordan, we always talk about Scottie Pippen in defense. Right here, you can switch when you have them both, but Michael Jordan gets caught with Detlef Shrimp, a bigger guy. Does a pretty nice job, but can't hold his ground. I don't see the foul there. I think this game right now is being officiated a little too close. When you have this many great athletes on the floor, I think you have to let them play a little bit more.
Michael Jordan would concur.
Yeah, I think both teams would right now. You know, they're going to bump into each other. They're too good, they're too fast, they're too strong, they're too quick. They're going to bump into each other. You have to let it go sometime.
Shrimp 1 of 2 as the free throw woes continue for Seattle. The lead is 2 at the 4.5-minute mark. Pippen. Shrimp has him. Here's Kerr in the corner over Dale Ellis on the switch. Hersey Hawkins, good position for the board.
Yeah, and it seems like Steve Kerr right now is rushing his shots.
He picks up Payton. Payton immediately goes to the basket.
Yeah, and you knew that was coming.
Yep. And we're tied again at 42. Good ball game. 8th tie in the game. Jordan with a miss and a beautiful tip from Scott Burrell.
Now here's another guy I think is a nice acquisition for this team. He has not played as well as they thought, but of late he's coming on. He said he's starting to figure out the triangle.
Take a while. Yes. Ellis. Burrell got there. Hersey Hawkins with a pump fake, and Cappy fouls him.
Both guys, the Stars burner taking over. Gary Payton, well, takes Steve Kerr pretty good. And then Michael Jordan. But the other guy actually comes in and helps here, and that's Burrell. You know, Burrell was a baseball player.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And had a chance to go big time.
Was it? I think it was to the Yankees, and I'm not for sure on that. But they wanted to draft him in the first round. They wanted him to guarantee that he would not play basketball. Did he make a good choice?
I think so.
Yes.
He also had one of the more memorable plays in NCAA basketball tournament play when he had the, remember the full-length court pass to Tate George and they beat Clemson?
Oh, yes. I didn't know he did that.
Yes. Scott Burrell.
Well, I wonder why he was the guy passing the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, he threw a fastball.
And then there was this guy named Grant Hill who threw one to Christian Laettner once.
Boy, I remember that game.
104-103, Duke over Kentucky.
Burton, you were there, right?
Yep. Lenny Elmore and I did that game. And Lenny Elmore was involved in another of the great college basketball games in the 70s, NC State and Maryland. Triple overtime.
I don't remember that.
No? Yeah. Here we are. See, you get an old man reminiscing, and it goes on forever.
That's all right.
Judd Bushler has made an appearance for Chicago. Pippen for three. Nope. Gets the ball, finds his teammate Jason Caffey underneath.
Yeah, nice pass and nice decision by Gary Payton to get out the way. All he could have gotten out of that was a foul.
Back to a two-point Chicago edge. The Bulls have 14 assists on 18 baskets. Anthony with the entry pass. Baker double teamed by Cappy and Jordan, and they are going to call Michael Jordan. Third foul on Jordan. Time has been called. 2-point lead, Chicago.
I'm the cool cat who read all that. Every book from front to back. I even read the tiny type. I read each one from day to night. I read about that famous flight and was terrified by tales of fright. Every page I did indeed. I'm one cool cat who loves to read. It's not coincidental. Reading is fundamental.
Somewhere a few miles from a trailhead, there is an owl who has been waiting his whole life to visit you at 3 in the morning and hoot. Humor him. The 1998 Isuzu Trooper, now with an advanced torque-on-demand traction system to help you discover a world that is large and is waiting.
Out here, we negotiate on the court. Keep that ball. I got ball. Somebody coming off the bench to give you a rest? Because I'm busting you down. Put him up. Give it up. Put your hands up off me. Foul me, man. Foul me. What foul? Show me the blood.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by Isuzu, builders of the completely reinvented 1998 Isuzu Rodeo. Isuzu, go farther. And by Champion, nothing matters but the game.
Thursday night at 8 o'clock on TNT, Clint Eastwood stars in The Beguiled. That's at 8 o'clock. Then Sunday night, catch Chris Christopherson in the world premiere of the TNT original 2 for Texas. All the best movies are on TNT. Michael Jordan with a hard-earned 21 points so far tonight. Hersey Hawkins, Gary Payton, David Wingate have all taken chances guarding him. Wingate picked up 3 quick fouls. George Karl wrote a book a couple of years ago called This Game's the Best. Here's what George had to say about Jordan. He's not only the most physically gifted athlete in the game, he's also the most fundamental player And he has the toughest mind in the game. You might beat him, you might stop him, you might cover him, you might hit him, but he never stops playing. And to beat that guy, you've got to cut his heart out.
And you can't. That's the problem. And that's what George Karl was saying. You have to cut his heart out, but you can't cut his heart out. That's why he's such a great basketball player. I always thought guarding Michael Jordan, I thought he had great talent. He could shoot, he could dribble. But I always thought it was his inside that made him a better basketball player than what you see on the outside.
In the meantime, Ben Baker now 1 of 8. Those are Chris Dudley dimensions.
Yeah, man, it's on his mind now. You think shooting is not mental. One parade will tell you it is, because Ben Baker can shoot a basketball.
And the game is still 2 points, and Gary Payton comes up limping.
That's not a good sign.
Oh, boy. "22nd timeout called by Seattle."
But you know, Gary Payton's a gamer. He doesn't miss much. So the odds are that Gary Payton will be back in this game unless it's something real bad. We'll take a look at it right here, Vern. Boy, all you can see is him just twisted there, but I really couldn't see anything.
Now Frank Furtado, the trainer, tends to him for the moment. Looks like Gary's going to stay on the floor.
Yeah. Here's another look at it. You know, you don't see much. I couldn't spread eagle that way. I know that I would be injured.
Gary Payton goes up. Greg Anthony has it, so it's Payton and Anthony in the backcourt. Shrimp, Baker, and Hersey Hawkins. 3-guard set now for Seattle. Here's Baker. Nope. Bushler clears it for the Bulls. 2-point lead, 2:30 to go, first half, 46-44. Jason Caffey finds Pippen. Hawkins has switched on to him. And the foul underneath is on Hawkins, his third.
Yeah, and I think that's the area Scottie Pippen has improved his game, is down on the post. I didn't think he was a great post-up player earlier in his career, and now he is. He can really hurt you. He uses the board so well.
Pippen misfires on the free throw shot. Dale Ellis will come back for Seattle. Sonics end their 4-game road trip tonight. They go back home and take on Miami on Thursday night. And then they've got Cleveland coming in.
Yeah, they've had a tough schedule of late.
Sean Kemp return. That'll attract a little bit of attention in the Northwest. Pippen was 1 for 2. And then we see the Sonics next week as they go on a Texas trip. Houston and Dallas back-to-back. 47-44. Largest lead by either team in the game has been 4. It's a 3 for Chicago right now. Here's Baker. Knocked away by Caffey. And Caffey goes for it. No basket.
That was a great play by Caffey, but I thought Scottie Pippen was the reason Caffey got that block. Scottie Pippen helped at the last minute, made Ben Baker change his shot, and he changed it right into Jason Caffey. Now take a look right here. You'll see Scottie Pippen, and you can see Baker have to adjust, and that's what caused that play. Great defense by both of the players.
Now Jason Caffey, the third-year man from Alabama, goes to the free throw line. Now Seattle in the quarter, 17%.
Yeah, and I think they've lost a golden opportunity. They've had many chances to take a lead. They've missed so many free throws in this second quarter, especially Ben Baker. I think the Sonics should have a lead right now, and they're down. That's not a good thing when you're on the road.
Largest lead of the game. Here comes Payton. Pull it pass to Baker underneath.
If you let him get those legs going, you're in trouble.
3-point margin, 1:47 to go first half. Bushler and Kerr. Kerr for 3. Got it! A 6-point margin. Dale Ellis. Baker. Kerr comes to help out. Baker having a cold night.
Yeah, and I think Baker is starting to force it just a little bit right now.
Ron Harper back on the floor. Looks inside for Caffey. Settles instead for Kerr. Greg Anthony has him for Seattle. Shot clock at 5. Ron Harper. Coming up on the Nike halftime report, Cheryl Miller will join Ernie Johnson in our Atlanta studios. They'll have scores and highlights, including highlights of the New York Knicks Atlanta Hawks game going on tonight. Ron Harper gets the free throw.
And the Bulls are extending the lead right now with that man sitting on the bench. Impressive.
Harper gets them both. And the lead is 8. Here comes Payton again. Screen from Shrimp. Harper comes back. Or Payton does, rather. Here's Anthony. Anthony in the lane off the mark. Kerr for Chicago. Left side for Harper. Payton back. Alley-oop. Scottie Pippen. Jason Caffey with a follow.
Yeah, I think that was to the old Scottie Pippen of last year, who could jump. Right now, he'll get the jumping back, but it's not there yet. And you can see it on that play. And look at what the Bulls have done with Dennis Rodman and Michael Jordan in foul trouble.
A 12-2 run. Gary Payton. Nope. And a chance to increase the lead. Jordan with 3 fouls. Rodman with 3. They've been on the bench. And Bushler and Kerr and Caffey and Harper and Pippen are out here. The tip, no. But at the halfway point, the best in the East leads the best in the West. Scottie Pippen couldn't get there, but the follow was terrific. The lead is 10 at the halfway point.
Go to the net, NBA.com.
Life's a trip, and it takes money to get where you're going. That's what mutual funds are for. At Janus, making money means looking for breaks nobody else saw coming, jumping on and riding them in. No matter what the market's doing, there are great companies to invest in. Janus finds them, so you can get there. Janus no-load mutual funds.
What the hell was that?
It's a cruise ship. On January 30th, it's like everyone just vanished. The ocean's greatest mystery
There's something down here.
will come to the surface.
I vote we leave. Who votes we leave?
Deep Rising. Rated R. Starts Friday, January 30th.
When did you last go far from the lights of the blazing electric metropolis and look up? The 1998 Isuzu Trooper, equipped with a new advanced torque-on-demand traction system to go places the power company can't find.
Well, Michael Jordan's got a touch of the flu, and he's got 3 fouls. He also has 21 points in 18 minutes. And the Bulls are beating the Sonics, who have the best record in the NBA, by 10, 56-46. From our Atlanta studio, we bring you the Nike halftime report. Along with Cheryl Miller, I'm Ernie Johnson. We get you started in New York. When they met in November, the Knicks laid a 21-point whipping on the Hawks in Atlanta. Atlanta's first loss after an 11-0 start. Steve Smith didn't play in that game, but tonight he heads to the Garden on the wings of the first Player of the Week honor in his 7 NBA seasons. Smitty averaged 26 points in 3 Atlanta wins, and without Mookie Blaylock and Ed Gray in there, he's really shouldering the scoring load, and he gets an easy deuce here at the Garden. Knicks coming back. This is a great trip down the floor from the steal and the behind the back by Starks to the no look and then the dish back. That's sweet teamwork. Buck Williams with the finish and then Starks with a teardrop. It goes. New York by 4. Smitty comes out in the third quarter. Hits his first 4 shots. At last report had 13 points in the third quarter. And the Atlanta Hawks with a 61-52 lead. 3 minutes to go as they play at the Garden in New York. New Jersey and Charlotte playing at the Hive tonight. Dave Cowan's guys have won 3 in a row. Sam Cassell still can't play for the Nets. Kerry Kittles coming off a season-high 31 last night in Toronto. Takes a bump from Vlade and gets it to fall. Jason Williams will have a highlight right after Vlade Divac's dunks. Here comes Jason Williams.
There he is.
I just can't wait to get 55 in there. Going to the hole strong. Sherman Douglas. Oh, my, with a little spin. Yeah, and over Vlade.
That's Sherman Douglas.
Yes, Sherman Douglas, the Sherman Douglas. It is 70-54. New Jersey with a huge lead over Charlotte. The Hornets very tough at home. They are 13-3 at the Hive, but the New Jersey Nets just knocking the bark off those guys tonight. Let's talk about the New York Knicks for a second.
Yes.
Without Patrick Ewing, trying to stay afloat, and what you're telling me now, you're hearing things about miracle comeback here,
Miracle comeback. Patrick Ewing continues to tell his teammates, hey, just hang on until April. I'll be back in April. Whether that remains to be seen will be interesting, but the guy's really stepped up for him has been Larry Johnson. Before Patrick went down, he was averaging 12 points and 4 rebounds, but since the injury, he's stepped it up. He's averaging 19 and pulling down 7 boards, and John Starks has been absolutely sensational off the bench.
Knicks playing a few close games lately, too. 3 one-point games in a row, and tonight they are down to the Hawks. 65-52 in the third period. When we come back, the Spurs hit the road for 5. First stop, the Fleet Center. Celtics trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. All hands on deck against the Admiral. And after 6 nights off, back to work for the Sixers as they host the Grizz. Back in a sec.
I can be a hero. I can be a role model.
I can do my homework every day. I can do whatever I want to do, no matter what other people say.
Well, I can be anything I want to be, except an engineer.
I can be on the honor roll.
I can dunk on somebody and just scream at them.
I can be the next Jerry Rice. I can be a great basketball player. I can be whatever I want to be.
I'm all right. I could do this. I could do this.
It happens every year in some of the most remote stretches of land in Mexico. And in the world of off-road racing, it's truly the whole enchilada, the legendary Baja 1000. A mountain of dust for those who can stand to eat it, and the end of the line for those who can't. That's why more drivers who challenge the Baja rely on the Duralast battery than any other. The same Duralast you can rely on in your car, because it's the one we stock at AutoZone. The Duralast battery. Power you can depend on.
Some of the best players
definitely got control. The kid's red hot.
Have something to say.
Fastest thing I've ever seen.
About the red hot rookie.
One of the best pivot moves around.
Watch the red hot rookie take on the competition. Tune into the Schick Rookie game February 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern on TNT.
We're going face-to-face, and it's going to be a close one.
So, guys, what do we want to do this weekend?
Let's go to the beach.
It happened at 10 till 6 on a Tuesday night, just before the steamed carrots were served.
Guys, it's important. Yes, this is Louisa. What are you saying?
A phone call she would always remember.
We got the house. We got the house.
For a free guide to help you on the path to homeownership, call the Fannie Mae Foundation. We're showing America a new way home.
You want some daytime drama? In just over 3 weeks, the games begin, and TNT has the exclusive cable coverage of the Winter Games from Nagano, Japan, starting February 7th on TNT. Back to the highlights we go on the Nike Halftime Report. The San Antonio Spurs and the Boston Celtics and David Robinson getting some work done at the Fleet Center. Watch him beat the shot clock. Draining the baseline jumper. They're up 12-4, and then he takes the feed from Avery Johnson. Spurs shot 56% in the first quarter, and the Celtics shot 15% in the first quarter. It was 28-15. Boston did have this little glimmer of hope. Ron Mercer.
Ron!
And that poster featuring Jaren Jackson, available soon at the Fleet Center. But they close the gap, and late in the game, San Antonio only by 1. Where do you go? You go Twin Tower to Twin Tower. Duncan to Robinson up top, and San Antonio breaks it open there to win 97-88. They have won 14 of their last 16. David goes for 36. Chauncey Billups, a career-high 26, but the Celtics lose at home, and that's their 5th straight loss, matching their season-high losing streak. Vancouver and Philadelphia, because you demanded. Larry Brown, guys haven't played in a week, taking on the Grizz. They look a little rusty there on the drive by Sharif Abdur-Rahim, but not here on the steal by Allen Iverson. And I don't know about you folks, but I don't think Big Country's going to get there.
He's just getting the ball out of bounds.
Oh, yeah, it's a set play of Brian Hill. Those guys have lost 10 in a row, and it's about to be 11. They're going to the 4th quarter, and it's 82-67. The Sixers leading big over the Grizz, who are winless on the new year. Elsewhere, Charles Barkley is back, and the Rockets are getting beat by 10 by the Mavs. Do not adjust your sets. 4:30 to go in the 2nd quarter. It's 36-26. Other games tonight, Cleveland and Phoenix. It's early. Same deal with Orlando and Denver. And they're not quite there yet. Miami and Portland. Miami just 2-18 all time against the Blazers, 1-9 in Portland. The upcoming NBA schedule on Turner, the Spurs and Wizards tomorrow night on TBS. Friday night on TNT, we'll have the Magic and the Suns. And a week from tonight on TNT, the Sonics taking on the Mavericks. You know, Cheryl, you came back, you did the game last week. You saw the Spurs, you saw Duncan and Robinson firsthand. Your take on this team?
Ooh, I am a believer in Tim Duncan. I have to firmly believe that he's probably the most fundamentally sound big man to come out of college in a long time. But this is a team that was cruising along real well until they ran up against a very hot Phoenix team. David Robinson's been struggling a little bit. Big night tonight. Avery Johnson has picked it up as the point guard position. He's being much more aggressive and assertive. And Jaren Jackson has really filled in nicely for the vacated shoes by Vinny Del Negro.
You know, you're going to say Vinny Del Negro comes back tonight, and you were saying it's going to be tough to get clocked.
It's going to be very tough for him to get a lot of minutes. Because Jaren Jackson, I think Popovich has really been surprised by the three-point shooting of Jaren Jackson, and they knew what type of defensive player he was. So it's going to be tough for Vinny to get any court time.
And Chuck Person showing some of that old rifleman form of years ago.
The rifleman.
Lucas McCain. Back to put the wraps on the Nike halftime report in just a minute. Don't forget Micah Torrance. He was the sheriff. Where are we going? 56-46. Back in a minute.
Let me make this simple. With the AT&T One Rate plan, calls from home are one low rate to anybody in America 100% of the time. So of the 24 hours, there is no hour when this rate does not apply. It's the day rate, the night rate, weekdays, weeknight. Let me put it to you this way. The time when this rate is not valid does not exist. Is that clear?
Yes.
You see, when I apply myself?
No games. The AT&T One Rate plan.
American Express Small Business Services. How can I help you?
How can I help you?
Right. We only work with small businesses.
Why don't we start with your cash flow?
And our equipment financing plan will help spread out the payments.
That'll definitely give you more flexibility.
How about setting up a line of credit?
We can do that.
Then I'll put you in touch with one of our CPAs so you can start getting ready for tax time.
We can always make adjustments when your situation changes.
Call 1-800-SUCCESS to find out how American Express Small Business Services can help you do more.
Why do you say we update a few scores, boys and girls? 67-59, the Atlanta lead over New York early in the 4th quarter. New Jersey Nets and the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte trying to close the gap a little. 14-point game with 8 minutes to go at the Hive in Charlotte. Saturday on TBS, they're the NFL players of the future, showcased in the Senior Bowl from Mobile, Alabama, 2:05 Eastern Time. Friday afternoon on TNT, we got golf. The Bob Hope Chrysler Classic, beginning at 1 o'clock Eastern Time from Palm Springs, California. Tonight, after the Sonics and Bulls, Cheryl and I will take you inside the NBA, a complete wrap-up of the night around the league. Included, this game, Bulls 56, Sonics 46, 3rd quarter coming up.
Right now at Pearl, every frame is on sale. You can get 50% off any frame priced up to $200. So no date has to be a blind date. What are you waiting for? Put your pearls on.
Honey, we won.
Huh?
A home entertainment center, recliner, and $500 for a party.
Snickers is giving away the living room of your dreams or nightmares.
What'd we win?
Oh, nothing.
Snickers. Why wait? Win something.
From the most prescribed name in the history of pain relief comes non-prescription Motrin IB. Motrin, spoken here, 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 and here. Nothing speaks to pain better than the prescription-proven power of the medicine in Motrin IB. Motrin, spoken here.
Babylon 5 ended a great war and united 100 alien races in peace. Danger didn't die. It just went underground, with new heroes and new evils to carry the torch.
We need to make sure they all understand we will not be intimidated.
What is wrong with you people?
We have to protect him against himself.
It's an entire new season of Babylon 5, with all new episodes. Watch the world premiere Wednesday, January 21st at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on TNT. For these guys, basketball is just another hustle.
You want to run? You mean play basketball?
Now they're conning the con artists and even each other to pull off the ultimate score.
I have a business proposal for you. Ebony and Ivory.
You got set up.
And I trusted you. You either smoke or you get smoked.
Hit the courts with Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes in the movie that made them stars. White Men Can't Jump. Saturday, January 24th at 8. The new classics are on TNT.
Booyah!
This program is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by the National Basketball Association. Any publication, reproduction, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Welcome back to Chicago, Illinois. We're getting set for the second half. Chicago and Seattle here as we near the midway point of the 1997-98 NBA season. Just over 3 weeks, TNT will bring you coverage of the All-Star Weekend from New York City. And the newest edition of the festivities this year, two-ball competition, two-player teams featuring stars from both the NBA and the WNBA. And among those who will be highlighted, Vi Drexler, Cynthia Cooper, Rebecca Lobo, Allen Houston, Ruthie Bolton-Hollifield, and Mitch Richmond. Earlier, Ruthie spoke with Craig Sager.
Well, one of the highlights of All-Star Weekend this year, two-ball, where Ruthie Bolton-Hollifield and Mitch Richmond, the Monarchs and the Kings, are ready to put on quite a show.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to getting the opportunity to shoot with Mitch Richmond. I taught him a few lessons last summer when I beat him, but I got a lot of confidence in him. He'll do quite well.
After a great season, which you were second in the league in scoring, you're now watching an NBA game. What brings you to Chicago?
Well, I'm spokesperson for the Be Active program, which Sears and WNBA are doing a great job, and I'm glad that they have chosen me to be spokesperson for it.
We talk about kids being active, and I was surprised to see a statistic where 50% of kids from 12 to 21 do not exercise regularly.
Exactly, and with me having 82 nieces and nephews, that's almost 40 of my nieces and nephews that are not being active, and that's a big concern. So I'm just so glad that Sears and WNBA have chosen me as a spokesperson. Hope that we can encourage the kids to play fit and stay fit.
72 nieces and nephews?
82 nieces and nephews. Yeah, and growing every day.
All right, thanks for being with us. We'll see you in New York at the All-Star game. Let's go back to Vern.
I'll tell you, wow. Thanksgiving and Christmas are going to be awesome.
Oh, man, that's a lot of people.
That's right. Well, your impressions of what happened to Seattle in that rather ugly second quarter for them?
Well, I thought what was impressive more is for what happened to Chicago. Dennis Rodman has 3 fouls, Michael Jordan has 3 fouls, and so does Luke Longley, and you extend your lead to 10 points. Vin Baker really struggled in the second quarter shooting free throws, and you look at assists, 15-7, Chicago leading. I think that's a big number.
What does Seattle look for now in the third quarter?
Well, Seattle, I think they have to get into the open court, score more points. You know, that 100 number is what George Karl talked about. All they have is 46 points right now. They would have had the 100 or been on top of that if Baker makes his free throws. I think they want to get it to him and get him established and then get it to Peyton to keep running.
Vin Baker, 4 of 10 from the field, but really significantly, he was 1 of 8 from the free throw line. As a team, the Sonics, who hit 75% from the line for the year, were 13 of 24. And Michael Jordan in foul trouble. He did manage a hard-earned 21 points with 3 men guarding him. And he was perfect at the free throw line, 7 of 7, playing only 18 minutes. Scottie Pippen, in only his second game back, was on the floor for 22 minutes. And Dennis Rodman, with foul trouble, still had 8 rebounds in the first half. Let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, Bert, I talked to Michael Jordan at halftime, asked him how he was feeling. He said, let's put it this way, I'm just hanging in there. But, of course, he was sitting because he had the foul trouble, not because of the flu. As for Vin Baker, shooting 1 out of 8 from the free throw line, he doesn't shoot well in this building. Ever since he was in Milwaukee, I talked to him at halftime. He missed 8 in a row the night before Michael Jordan came out of retirement. The Bulls went on to win that game, and the Bulls have beaten Milwaukee 10 straight since. Vern?
Hey, Craig, Doc tried the tee. He really likes it.
Yeah.
And Jordan is going to go to the free throw line.
And Gary Payton's going to pick up a technical foul if that's the right signal. And what Payton is upset at, he was excited because he thought maybe Michael Jordan had just picked up his 4th foul and they can get rid of him until the 4th quarter. Instead, they give it to Detlef Schrempf, and Payton picks up a technical.
Eight of 8 at the line tonight for Jordan, and the lead is 11.
But he's just hanging in there now. He has 22 points, but he's just hanging in there.
His hang time has meaning that the rest of us can only appreciate from a distance.
The only thing you can see when Michael Jordan is sick, at times he doesn't do other things. Even in that Utah game, basically what he did was scored points. And right now, that's all he's doing. He only has 1 rebound, 1 assist, so he's not doing the other things.
Nevertheless, well, he rattles that one home and picks up a quick 3, and the lead is 13. Payton, McElvain, Baker, Schrempf, and Hawkins on the floor for Seattle.
And Seattle has to be very careful right now. They're down 13 points. They don't want this to become a rout. That's what Vin Baker has to do. He has to get to the ball and do his move quickly because the Bulls are helping too quickly for him to take his time.
Now Schrempf picks up Pippen. Harper to Longley. Hawkins has Ron Harper. Payton guards Jordan. And Payton picks up the foul as Jordan.
Oh, my. Yeah. Vern, he made that look pretty simple.
Yes, he did.
He just said, I'm going to make the guy foul me. That's what it looked like on that play right there. It's simple. I'm going to jump up, you're going to jump, and I'm going to make you foul me. And that's exactly what he did. Wow.
You know, there was an interesting article from Sam Smith in the Chicago Tribune today about Gary Payton's potential as an MVP in the league, and his name is being mentioned a little bit, but I know you feel like 23 should get it as long as he plays.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I know people will disagree with that, and he gets old voting for Michael Jordan. But until he stops being the best player in the NBA, he should keep getting that award.
Here's Schrempf. Pippen puts a body on him. Payton is open for 3. Nope. And McElvain can't get the tip to fall. He tips it right to Rodman. Here's Scottie Pippen. Had shooting problems in the first half, 3 of 11, but excelled in all the other areas. Here's Longley with a jump hook. Nope. Schrempf clears it for Seattle. Sonics lost by 1 to New York with 5 chances to win it at the end. They have not lost 2 in a row so far this season. 29-7 record. Here's Schrempf. Longley. Baker over the top. Loose ball foul. Baker over Rodman.
And I don't know if he was not helped a little bit by the theatrics of Dennis Rodman. I don't know how hard he came over the back here. Yeah, I think that's a good acting job by Dennis Rodman.
3 fouls on Baker. And a pretty good flop from Rodman.
Yes. Does that quite well.
Longley to Jordan. Gary Payton picks up the loose ball and tries to force the action. Baker wasn't quite ready for it. Kick it out to Schrempf. Now back to Vin Baker. And again, sloppy.
Yeah, he is really struggling. And the fact that he told Craig Sager that he struggles in his building means that that's on his mind. He has to get that out of his mind.
Jordan, no-look pass, Longley. A 19-4 run. The parameters of which expand beyond the halftime break.
McElvain and Jordan getting into it a little bit.
Time is called. The lead is 15.
It starts with a whisper.
And we're going to cover the whole area
Some
today.
heed the call, but it speaks to all of us. It's about our towns, our cities, our lives. It's about what we can do for tomorrow. It's about pitching in, giving back, and getting it done. And soon that whisper will become a chorus, and its voice will be heard. We will make a difference. Volunteer to improve your community.
With formidable strength and a distinctly individual style, this Sierra is the most powerful half-ton truck in GMC's history. Sierra gives you the style to stand apart from the herd. And the power to pull it. Sierra by GMC, putting you comfortably in command.
The AT&T one-rate plan has made long-distance prices simple. Whoa. Calls from home, a one low rate to anybody in America, anytime.
What about those 10321 ads that say I can save big over AT&T?
Most calls would cost less with AT&T one rate.
Cost less?
That's right.
Oh, I feel so used.
Hey, don't beat yourself up.
What about the big savings with 10321?
Forget it if your calls aren't over 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
He's taking it really bad.
No games. The AT&T one-rate plan.
The NBA on TNT is brought to you by GMC. With a complete line of exceptional sport utilities, pickups, and vans, find out how GMC can put you comfortably in command. And by AT&T. It's all within your reach.
This Saturday, TBS brings you coverage of a football college classic. Many of the nation's finest seniors gather in Mobile, Alabama for the 49th annual Senior Bowl. Coverage begins at 2:05 p.m. live from Ladd Memorial Stadium in Mobile, Alabama. Mark May, Pat Hayden, Vince Cellini, Keith Jackson, Sean Jones. Some guy named Vern will be there.
Vern.
Yeah. Hey, Vern. 63-48, Gary Payton. Harper has it. Now Rodman comes out to help. And again, Baker not ready for the ball.
Yeah, and I don't know if that was a good pass right there. I think Baker thought where Payton was at that he was going to shoot the basketball. Probably should have. Payton was right at the basket.
Now the woes continue now. A 19-4 run in the last 6 minutes and 15 seconds. Rodman. Jordan being fronted in the post by Gary Payton. Pippen, pump fake, Baker. And the shot not there, and McIlvaine clears it. 2 points in this half on the Baker basket at the 11:30 mark. Here's Shrimp fouled by Pippen. Now, during the last timeout, let's go back and revisit the Seattle huddle.
And that's not a huddle by George Karl. That's a huddle by Gary Payton being the leader.
Dunk Baker.
So this is an important little stretch again for Seattle because they're struggling offensively right now. They're trying to find a way of scoring points against this tough Chicago defense.
Scottie Pippen has Shrimp guarding him. Jordan, nope. A little miss time on the alley-oop. Here's Payton for Seattle. Shrimp to his left. Kick it out to Hersey Hawkins. A leaner. What an off-balance shot that was.
Well, that was because of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan caused that entire shot.
And then at the other end, he finds Pippen for three. No.
Boy, Scotty's determined to make a three-pointer tonight.
Hersey Hawkins. Oh! And here comes Chicago at the other end.
And now this is the new Ron Harper. Because 2 years ago, that's going up with Jim McIlvaine guarding him.
Back to Harper. Now Rodman. Pass to Longley. 2. $15-point lead again.
The Bulls just play so relaxed. You know, they're never panicked by any run when they're down or up. They just never panic.
Here's Shrimp. Rodman has 12 rebounds now. Take a look at Jordan on Hawkins.
Yeah, 2 times. You look at this one right here. I mean, that's all Michael Jordan. He forced that. What Hawkins is trying to do is drive the basketball to force Jordan to pick him up and pick up a foul. But Jordan's getting out of the way, and he's letting his other guys help out.
Seattle with the ball, 7:15 to go in the third quarter. 5 of 23 in the quarters 2 and 3. Here's Baker. Cans another for 2.
And they need all of that because right now they're tinkering on being blown out of this arena.
Pippen, Harper, Jordan, and now Hawkins switches over to Michael Jordan, and he fronts it. So we'll go back door and get the reverse layup.
And he knew exactly what was going to happen. Luke Longley flashes up, Jordan back cuts, and gets a layup.
Harper will get this foul. Watch the Jordan basket.
I want you to take a look at this basket here and look at Michael Jordan. Right when the front, he's signaling for Luke Longley. Right when Longley flashes, Jordan back cuts, gets an easy layup. That's just good, fundamental, solid basketball.
Last foul called on Harper. Jordan has 28 points tonight.
Yeah, George Carl was right. Sure, he's sick.
Had more of that tea at halftime.
I'm telling you, as a player, when someone told me a guy that I was guarding was sick, I would say, I don't want to hear that, because I knew what was going to happen.
Gary Payton gets the basket for the Sonics, and it's 13 again. Rodman comes out. Sam Perkins has come on the floor now for Seattle, and he picks up Rodman. Hawkins on Jordan. Jumper. Nope. Baker rebound. Now Gary Payton with the entry pass to Schrempf. Back to Perkins. Rodman flies at him, so Perkins comes inside and keeps it alive. Saves it, kicks it out. Hawkins has it. Nice pass underneath the Schrempf, and Longley's there with a foul.
And I sense right now Seattle's starting to ease back into this game. They're down 15. They make this, they're down 11. They can cut this into this lead before the fourth quarter. We have a game, Vern.
And let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, what George Karl's been yelling at his team is, I'm very disgusted. You're being out-hustled. You're being out-rebounded. He also told them he's tired of them worrying about ticky-tack fouls. He said, if you're going to foul somebody, put them down. And he looked at the bench and said, we got plenty of guys here to put in. He wants them to be far more aggressive than they've been showing so far in this half. Vern?
You just saw an 86% free throw shooter clang one off the front.
Yeah, exactly. And they're thinking about a lot of things. What George Karl wants them to do is become an Eastern Conference team right now and play physical, strong basketball. They're in the East. Why not?
1 of 2 for Schrempf. The lead is 12. Under 6 to go, third quarter. Kukoc is back on the floor now. It's Kukoc and Pippen, Rodman, Harper, and Jordan. Foul called on Schrempf, his second.
Well, I'm absolutely amazed at the minutes that Scottie Pippen is playing. He played 22 minutes in the first half, and he looks fresh. Now, they say he was not working out with the team. I'm starting to not believe that.
Here's Harper going by Perkins. Tries to kick it outside. Baker takes it away. And gets it in the hands of Gary Payton. Harper has Payton. 5:25 to go, third quarter. Baker guarded by Rodman. Rodman with the flop. Baker inside, and the lead is 10.
The flop was so good that he didn't get the call. And right now, Ben Baker is starting to score 4 for 4 in this quarter, and they have cut the lead to 10.
5:05 to go, third quarter, and murmurs in the crowd now. Wingate up leading the cheers on the Seattle bench. Kukoc guarded by Baker. Jordan cuts across the lane, and Hersey Hawkins doing a good defensive job on him. Michael, nope. Harper rebound at the shot clock. That'll be a 24-second violation. Phil Jackson placidly looks on. Watch Baker and Rodman.
Yeah, just look at this. This could have been an offense, but I think the flop was just too good. You can't give him that.
Gary Payton for 3. Nope.
Oh, that would have been a big
rebound.
one. That would have been a big shot for Seattle.
13 rebounds for Rodman. Harper Pippen baseline. Now Hawkins is over guarding him, and Payton goes to Jordan. Alley-oop.
I think they're going to stop fronting Michael Jordan. Obviously, that's something they think that they can do. It's not working right now.
Gary Payton, scoop shot. Out of bounds, Seattle. It'll be Chicago's ball.
2 quick shots by Gary Payton last 2 times down. I think he's trying to force the action to get something going for his basketball team.
Missed the 3, then missed the layup. Here's Hawkins with the steal, and this will be an easy basket for Seattle. Yeah. Which gets Phil Jackson up and says, let's call a timeout. Take a look at the Jordan lob.
Yeah, once again, in the front, Jordan just turns, explodes to the basket. He's getting some easy looks.
Get the latest scores and highlights from CNN Sports Illustrated nightly at 11 Eastern on CNN.
With formidable strength, a distinctly individual style, and the strongest V8 in its class, this is the most powerful Sierra in GMC's history. Sierra gives you the style to stand apart from the herd, and the power to pull it. Sierra by GMC, putting you comfortably in command.
Some men obey the law. Some men break the law. And some men make their own law. See Clint Eastwood dole out justice in The Outlaw Josie Wales, Joe Kidd, and High Plains Drifter. Watching Eastwood triple feature, followed by 2 for Texas. Sunday at 1 on TNT.
Super Bowl weekend is coming, and the TNT team is headed for San Diego. Super Bowl champs Sean Jones and Keith Jackson. Host Vince Cellini, expert cultural commentator Joe Bob Briggs, and entertainment insider Karen Bryant join forces to bring you parties, players, awards, movies, music from the House of Blues, and live hourly updates. Watch the best team around on the Pepsi AC Super Bowl weekend, beginning Friday, January 23rd at 10:30 on TNT.
And let's take a look at Vin Baker, who's come alive here, Doc.
Yeah, and he's starting to get it going right now. He's starting to make jump shots, but most of his moves have been quick going to the basket. I think in the other areas, Vin Baker's been good. It's the offense that he struggled, and of late he's starting to come on. They really need him to be big offensively in this second half if they have any chance of winning. And there it is again, the flop by Rodman.
Baker 17 points to 2 for Rodman. The rebounding edge goes to Rodman. And Baker with 3 blocks. He struggled in the first half, as we told you, with the free throw line with a 1-for-8 effort.
Yeah, so he should be in the plus 20s right now for this team. If he shoots free throws like he usually does, he's still having a solid basketball game. And they're going to keep feeding him because he's their staple now. He's the guy that they feed off of. They're trying to get Baker to get on the roll, force Chicago to double team, and then you'll see some three-point shots from Seattle.
See if Hersey Hawkins fronts Michael Jordan now. Jordan over on the left wing. Here's Rodman, backdoor cut. Hello.
They pass too well in this triangle offense for you to front Michael Jordan that far away from the basket. I mean, that was great right there.
Rodman with 5 assists tonight. And Jordan with 32 points. Baker, Rodman, and Shrimp for 3. Kukoc clears the way and grabs the rebound. 3:15 to go, third quarter. Harper. Here's Jordan with a pump fake. Oh. Kukoc has it taken away. Rodman, no. Kukoc with another chance. And he'll go to the line as well after making the basket.
And George Karl is right. The Bulls are getting to every loose ball. They're killing them on the boards, and they're the home team. You're not going to win. I mean, look at this effort on the offensive glass. First is Dennis Rodman. Then it's Tony Kukoc, who is not known as an aggressive rebounder. Then Kukoc gets it back and takes it up strong. That's 4 times, and you're going to lose to the Chicago Bulls if you allow them to do that in their home building.
Jordan's going to get a rest. Scott Burrell comes on for Chicago. And quickly, it's back to a 15-point margin. Dale Ellis has come on the floor for Seattle now. We set the lineup on Seattle's roster. It's Ellis and Payton, Perkins, Shrimp, and Baker. Kukoc gets the foul.
We keep talking about the back cuts. Take a look at Michael Jordan right when the ball, he's leaving already. Dennis Rodman didn't have the ball yet, and Michael Jordan was cutting already. That's knowing your offense and knowing who can pass and who can cut. It's great offensive execution.
Rebounding edge, Chicago 40-29 now. There's Payton, Shrimp. Pippins, the double team. Payton in the lane, got it.
With Baker out, Payton and Shrimp are going to have to be the guys to score some more points for Seattle. Dale Ellis also.
Rodman to Kukoc. Aaron Williams has come on the floor now. Number 15 for Seattle. Here's Payton at the other end. Kukoc picks up Aaron Williams. And we near the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. Kukoc gets a cheap foul.
Boy, I tell you, there's been a ton of cheap fouls in this game. Phil Jackson looks like he's going to go crazy on that one. Look at him. Just shakes his head. Oh, my.
Phil Jackson last Wednesday night in Miami ejected just before halftime. That's as animated as I've seen him in a long time.
Boy, you know, he has a bad hip. Basically says he can't move a lot, but he moved pretty well in Miami last week.
Inevitable conversation and writing in the two papers here in Chicago about where Jackson will be as a coach next year and whom he might take with him.
Yeah, well, everybody wants Michael Jordan, and everybody wants Phil Jackson. It's a good combination.
Ron Harper for Chicago.
I really think it's unfair, though, to all the coaches in the league right now. Everywhere, they want Phil Jackson. Well, there's some good coaches who are already coaching in the spots that they're talking that Phil Jackson is going to go.
Kukoc gets the rebound after the missed three-pointer by Sam Perkins. The largest lead of the game, equaled now at 15. Here's Burrell. Kicks it to Harper. Ron Harper with the dribble penetration off the glass, and we are up to a 17-point differential.
Seattle is just struggling offensively right now, Ron.
Ellis got it.
And that's the 35th point since the first quarter. You know, George Karl was talking about the 100 points, and since the first quarter where they scored 30, that's 35 points since. Bulls defense is just a choking defense, and I think it gets better as the game goes on, especially with Scottie Pippen. Another thing he brings is for now they can press. They didn't press a lot when he was gone because he was the point guy on the press. With him back, they're going to try to choke you, and that's what they're doing in Seattle.
George Karl was widely quoted in the Chicago papers today on television last night as saying, you know, if you try and look at an 82-game schedule, a victory over Chicago counts as much as a victory over the Clippers. I know the point he was trying to make, but I don't think anybody bought it.
And it's nonsense. That is not. He didn't believe that when he said it. He had to have smiled after that.
17-point margin. Payton. Ellis. It all began to unravel for Seattle in the second quarter with, Payton and Rodman.
See, that's the scoreboard that is doing that to Gary Payton. That is not Dennis Rodman. That's 82-65, and the fact that that is Dennis Rodman is what's bothering Gary Payton right now.
Rodman, 7 technicals for the season, no suspensions.
And you take a look here, and I'm sure Dennis did something because he always does. But
he did a right knee.
Yeah, he need him in the butt a little bit, but I mean, that's nothing to get that upset at. That's all over the score. And I talked to Payton before the game, and he was ready. He really believed that they were going to come in here and beat the Bulls. And I'm sure right now he's looking at this score and he's disgusted.
Phil Jackson is going to give Dennis Rodman a rest. Yield not to temptation.
Yes.
Read that. Payton with 20 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds so far, but it's a 15-point margin. Here's Ellis into the hands of Gary Payton. Caffey gets back, so does Pippen. That one knocked out of bounds by Burrell.
And you can see right now Seattle's still trying to push it up, but the Bulls are beating Seattle back down the court. Their transition defense has been great tonight.
Wingate will inbound for Seattle. Back to Payton. 5-second different shot clock in the game clock. Sonics had a 1-point edge at the end of one. They shot 17% in the second quarter. Perkins continues to struggle. Wingate at the buzzer. Air ball. Not at the buzzer. Still had 3 seconds left.
Well, you were thinking the same thing that Wingate was thinking, and that was 1 second left. Way too much time to take that shot, but he thought that there was only 1 second on the clock.
Yeah, when he launched that puppy, I figured, well, at midcourt, at the buzzer. There it is. Well, Michael Jordan and his teammates, 37 points they've allowed since the first quarter.
Just a choking defense.
We've reached the end of 3. The Bulls lead by 15.
Only one full-size pickup delivers the strong, even release of power that comes from having a flat torque curve. Sierra by GMC. Sierra gives you the style to stand apart from the herd and the smooth, steady power it takes to leave it behind. Sierra by GMC, putting you comfortably in command.
Excuse me. Got this new shoe, Rain Man 2, 3D Ultralight. Mind if we try them on you? Sure. It's a go. How's it feel?
Great cushioning. Extremely light.
Super light. Go! How'd it feel, Sean?
Oh, it felt great.
All right, thanks for your help.
You're really excited about these new Burger King fries, aren't you?
Yeah, but these personal appearances are frying me.
Mustache.
Okay, but I'm doing important work, introducing the world to the incredibly delicious Burger King fries.
They sound great. Which nose?
The red one.
The new Burger King fries beat McDonald's fries in a nationwide taste test. Now get 2 new fries and 2 tasty flame-broiled burgers for just $2.22.
Okay, Mr. Potato Head, you're ready.
Oh, Sheila, I see.
Ooh.
For centuries, they told us that terror would come from above. What if it came from below?
It's nothing.
From the master of suspense, Dean Koontz. Phantoms, rated R. Starts everywhere January 23rd.
It's always been my way or no way, right? So when I go away, I stay at Super 8. I want it comfortable. Am I right? I want my VIP discount and friendly people. But not too friendly. Life's great at Super 8.
Welcome back to Chicago. We get set for the final quarter as the Chicago Bulls host the Seattle Sonics, second meeting of the season between these two. A one-point game out west earlier. It was 2 years ago these two teams met in the finals, and look at the difficulty that Seattle had in breaking the 90-point barrier in this building. They scored 90, they scored 88, and they scored 75.
Well, it's amazing. George Karl was talking about 100. I think 90 might have been a more realistic number. The problem is now with Scottie Pippen back, the Bulls have the ability to score more points, and they're doing it tonight. They have 82 points going into the fourth quarter against a great defense. You know, the Sonics are a great defensive team, and the Bulls have 82 points, and they've done it pretty easy.
You saw the numbers for George Karl coach Seattle teams in both here and at Chicago Stadium. Foul away from the ball, offense on Sam Perkins.
And see, that's what they can't have. Seattle basically, to win this game, have to play mistake-free basketball. They have to cause some turnovers with their pressure defense, which is really tough when Scottie Pippen's the guy bringing it up, and they have to stop Chicago from running their offense. See, I think Michael Jordan's having a great game, but I don't think he's doing it on his individual effort. I think he's doing it from the offense. Michael Jordan has points from the offense tonight, not points that Michael Jordan creates.
Created, right. Kerr is on the floor with Burrell, Jordan, Longley, and Kukoc to open the final quarter. Aaron Williams picks up Longley. Here's Steve Kerr cutting across the lane and finds Burrell in the corner. That one too strong, and Sam Perkins has it now for Seattle. Aaron Williams, number 15. Ellis. Longley's going to pick up a quick foul on Perkins.
The refs have to be tired. Yeah, because they're really making a lot of calls away from the basket. And you know what? If you're following the guy, you do have to call it. I just would hope that they would let it go. Some of them go. 5 fouls on Longley, and Jackson says stay out there. Here's a foul on Scott Burrell. Yeah, and that was a good call because Dale Ellis faked him out of his shoes, and Burrell tried to hold on with his arm.
Gary Payton, left side, Sam Perkins. Got it. That's for 2, just inside the line.
Stepped on the line. You know what's different? In the first quarter, the Sonics got easy buckets, and they were making threes. Since then, they've hardly even taken a three because Chicago's defense has been so good.
50% they shot in the first quarter, 36% since then. Longley tries the no-Luke pass. Then he goes out of bounds, but touched last by Seattle. Sorry, I went there.
Yeah, boy.
That's a groaner. Michael Jordan. Wingate had 3 fouls in about 2 minutes in the first half on him.
Now, that was Jordan. That had nothing to do with an offense.
Michael Jordan with 34 points tonight.
He's sick, Vern.
Yeah, he's not feeling well. Taken away. Here comes Burrell. He's got Jordan right side. Here's Kukoc all by himself.
And exactly what they couldn't do is what they're doing right now, Seattle, turning the ball over.
Sam Perkins off the dribble, back outside to Payton. Wingate with the jumper. And Perkins shoved Burrell out of the way and got caught.
You know, we talk about Jordan scoring in the offense. Right now, there's 3 guys, and Jordan, all he sees is one thing, and that's the basket. He does it pretty well. I don't know if he ever thinks about being outnumbered. You know, when I came down court, I saw that it was 2 defensive players I'd stop. Jordan can see 4 and think, oh, I think the odds are on my side.
Under 10 to go. Kukoc picked up by Aaron Williams. Here's Longley. Guarded by Baker, who's back on the floor. Goes baseline. And Shrimp has it. Gary Payton, Vin Baker. Longley comes out, works on him. In the lane, Shrimp got it to go, and he'll go to the free throw line.
And you know what? Another thing that's important is already Chicago has 3 or 4 team fouls. 1 more or 2 more, they're in the penalty. So the Sonics can score with the clock standing still.
Detlef Shrimp, 13 points tonight. Now Harper and Pippen in a relaxed state.
I would say, you know, if I'm an opponent and I see that, that would upset me a little bit.
Of course, the trading deadline in the NBA comes up February 19th, and Scottie Pippen made the comments back in November he didn't want to play here again. There's continued speculation that Krause and Reinsdorf might pull the trigger and make a trade before the deadline.
Well, Vern, I told you back then, I didn't believe he was going anywhere, and I still don't. I don't think you can trade Scottie Pippen. At least I'm hoping. I think this team has the right to try to win another title. Now, having said that, I understand what Reinsdorf and Krause are thinking. We can lose Scottie Pippen and get nothing back in return. If you're a good GM, you do have to explore every option.
Jordan drew the foul and is back at the line. And of course, that was Michael Jordan's point when he came back, that he felt this team had earned the right to make a run at a 6th.
And he said they made a pact that we're all going to come back and try to win one more.
Like their chances at this point?
I do. I liked them at the beginning of the year.
I know you did.
You know, I've stuck with this team. I think they're beatable, but are they beatable 4 times in 7 games? That's the question. It's going to take a special effort, and I think it's going to take a big team like this. San Antonio's a big team, and Utah's a veteran team.
Loose ball foul. Bennett Salvatore calls it on Luke Longley. That's 6 for Luke, so Luke's going to get a chance for rest.
Yeah. You know, he didn't have a great game, but I thought he had an effective game. Bothered Vin Baker a little bit. Used his fouls away from the basket most of the time, or away from the basketball most of his time. But I thought he had a nice game for Chicago.
Luke, one of those in the Bulls who is prone to foul trouble. This is the 5th time he's fouled out this season. Jason Caffey comes out. When Pippen came back, Bill Wennington developed a sore elbow.
Yeah, boy.
And is on the injured list. I mean, it was overwhelming how instantaneously that elbow began to throb.
I think it was bothering him before.
So Wennington on the injured list, and Jason Caffey comes on. There comes Caffey with the ball. Kerr gets out of his way. Caffey, oh my goodness.
And he just beat everyone up all the way down the court right there. Oh my.
And they call it on Gary Payton, who took the brunt of the blow.
Yes. I mean, he gets hit right here, and from that point on,
watch Kerr get out of his way here.
All bets are off. You can see Steve Kerr's thinking, my, I better get out of the way. And then Gary Payton, wow. That's a bull in a china shop right there.
You think Caffey had a basket on his mind?
Oh, my.
Here's Kukoc. Athens knocked out of bounds by Shrimp. Now the Seattle bench, which has been so helpful in getting them to this NBA best 29-7 record, not much help tonight.
Well, that's because now the Bull bench has some more people on it. One guy does that, and that's Scottie Pippen. We've talked a lot about him tonight, but I think we should.
Jordan Rodman back out there. And Dale Ellis clears it for Seattle. Under 8 to go. Bulls are on the road next. They've got 2 games over. Ellis! Oh, my gosh. Well, what the heck? Planted?
Yeah, you know, it sounds crazy, but the Sonics are only down after Ellis makes this free throw, burn 13 points. That's not awesome. That's a great shot because that's luck. But he is smart to throw it up. He knew he'd get 2 free throws out of it.
3-point play for Dale Ellis, and the lead is 13. 7:50 to go in the game.
That's a lot of time.
Steve Kerr. Rodman puts it in the hands of Kerr. Now back to Michael Jordan. And Dale Ellis picks up the foul. Jordan will go back to the line.
Boy, how many times tonight has Michael Jordan pump fake and got guys up in the air? At least the 4th or 5th time tonight. I mean, look at this. Here again, that's one guy up in the air with the ball fake. 2. And then Vin Baker doesn't leave his feet, but he loses his balance. He's the guy who committed the foul.
And that is his first miss tonight from the line. Jordan had been perfect 14 of 14. It's only the 2nd miss for Chicago. Pippen's going to come back on. Tomorrow night on TBS, the Spurs at Washington. Then on Friday night, Orlando goes into Phoenix to take on the Suns. And a week from tonight, back on TNT. Doc and I will be in Dallas for the Sonics and the Mavericks. And Jordan misses on 2. 13 points. Here comes Seattle.
Yeah, and right now the Bulls are relaxing a little bit. Seattle has a chance.
Caffey picks up Baker. Works hard in the lane. Picks up a loose ball and is fouled by Jason Caffey. So he'll go to the line. where he has been anemic tonight.
Yeah, that's the last place Vin Baker wants to be right now, is on the free throw line.
1 of 8, all of those 8 attempts in the first half of play.
That's not a coincidence. He struggled so bad in the first half, he made sure he wasn't going in the second. No, boy.
He's left Chris Dudley territory, and he's closing in on Shaquille O'Neal.
No. Wow. And a good free throw shooting night tonight by Vin Baker, and the Sonics are right in this game.
2 of 10. The lead is 12, 7-13 remaining. Chicago, nothing from the field in the last 3:05. Here's Pippen, Jordan in the post, and Hersey Hawkins comes out to front him again. That didn't work earlier. 5 on the shot clock. Now Payton with a switch. And Jordan with the follow-up. Seen that before?
Boy. When you get the clock down to 1, you give it to Michael Jordan and say, shoot.
Michael Jordan closing in on a 40-point night. He had 44 in the 1-point win in New York on Friday night on TNT. Foul called underneath. Watch Michael Jordan with the fall-away.
Oh, boy. He's been doing it all night, Vern. And again, they said he was sick before the game.
He's doing it all tonight. Let me tell you, no stopping Mr. Hill.
To 2, the follow-away, got some iron, no net, rebound, Grant Hill. Grant Hill with a double clutch, yes, but a foul. Hill focused on the rim there, wow, Pistons by 50.
Some decisions are harder than others. The Chrysler Sebring LXI Coupe or the Sebring Limited Convertible. For the passionate side, fully independent suspension, speed-sensitive steering, multi-valve V6, and a luxurious leather-trimmed interior. The practical side, lease the convertible from just $299 a month. And on the coupe, get $1,000 cash back and luxurious leather at no charge. Some decisions are easier than others. Chrysler, engineered to be great cars.
Come along, join the biggest stars as they soar into the night. We hit the stage to watch the NBA play. Across Broadway.
I love this game. NBA!
I love this game. We need a team in Siam. I love this game.
I love this game! C2 for Texas, Sunday, January 18th at 8 on TNT.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta, the NBA's Player of the Week, took his act to New York tonight. Tie game, Hawks and Knicks. Closing ticks, Steve Smith, all kind of white shirts around him, knifes his way through and drops in his 35th point of the night. The Knicks with a chance at the buzz, but not much you want. John Starks is short, and the Hawks have won their 4th straight. Steve Smith, 35 points. Oh, painful for the Knicks. 91-89, back to Vernon Dock in Chicago.
Been involved in some scrapers lately.
They really have. And Steve Smith has taken on the title of Reggie Miller as the trash-talkingest guy in the league. I mean, he just got into something with Chris Webber where they had to tell him to be quiet before a game.
Atlanta with that great start of 19-5, and this thing in the Eastern Conference is going to be amazing before it's all over.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really interesting at the bottom and not at the top. I think the top teams, Indiana, Chicago, they'll be there, Miami. But I think the bottom teams, it'll be interesting if the Nets can hold on or if the Knicks can hold on without Patrick Ewing and get into the playoffs.
And you think?
I think it's going to be tough. They're playing really well, but there's some good teams in the East. The difference between the East and the West, I think the West is stronger at the top, but I think the East is stronger throughout. And I think that's going to really hurt New York because they're not going to have many off nights.
6:30 to go in this one. Back to a 12-point margin after the 2 free throws. 90-78. It's Cappy, Rodman, Pippen, Jordan, and Steve Kerr for Chicago on the floor now. Here's Kerr. Empty pass to Jason Cappy, who's guarded by Baker. He has the fadeaway, and he picks it up.
And you know George Karl was thinking if we can just get it under 10 points, and every shot that we have, they make it or get a turnover or do something.
Jordan guards Payton. Baker sets the tip. Here's Devlin Shrimp, and he loses it. Steve Kerr, 9th turnover of the night for Seattle. Dennis Rodman. In the corner. And miscommunication with Michael Jordan and Jason Cathey. Jordan thought he was going to break toward the basket. 92-78. 5.5 to go. Final regular season meeting between the two. You think about the relevance of these regular season games, and like you said, who can beat Chicago in 4 out of 7, particularly if they have home court advantage?
Yeah, that's real tough. And you know what the league was hoping, or what most of the coaches and players were hoping, is without Scottie Pippen, they would lose enough games where they would lose their home court advantage. And now I think what they've done is held on to it. They might lose it to one of the teams in the West if the Bulls get to the finals. I think they're going to have it in the East.
Well, they were 8 and 7 at one point. They have won 14 out of their last 16. Seattle, of course, 13 out of its last 15. Here's Pippen at the shot clock with the scoop. And that'll be a 24-second violation.
And that was nothing like a George Gervin finger roll. I'll tell you that. Wow. That had no chance.
Now another chance to get it to 10 or 9. Shrimp motions Ellis to clear out. Here comes Vin Baker. Rodman comes to help. Baker in the lane. Nope.
Just seems like they cannot get it to 10 or under 10. And this has been going on for a quarter and a half now.
Well, it's kept our interest.
Yeah, it has.
Here's Kerr for 3. Offensive board for Chicago. Michael Jordan for 3. Offensive board for Chicago.
Oh, man, this is the reporting.
Pippen. Oh, go ahead. Jordan off the dribble. And Michael Jordan's going back to the free throw line.
Yeah, and he just looked down at that three-point line. That made Hersey Hawkins come up, and Jordan goes around him. That's what George Karl was talking about when he was saying smart basketball player.
Well, a 30-29 lead at the end of one had Seattle on course for a 100-point night. George Karl said, we need to score points. I like our chances if we get to 100.
Well, he was right.
Yeah.
You know, if they had 100 points or were going to score, it'd be a good game. But they didn't.
Scottie Pippen rests. Jordan gets another free throw. Since that 30-point burst in the first 12, as Michael Jordan hits the 40-point barrier for the 6th time this year, they've scored 32 points. 50 points, I beg your pardon, in 32 minutes.
It's tough to win games that way, isn't it?
Rodman goes for the steal. Kerr picks it up and says thank you very much.
I mean, the Sonics are really having a tough time scoring. Right now, the only two guys who really can score is Vin Baker in the post and Gary Payton in the open court.
In and out for Kerr. Rodman's going to get called for over the back. That's his 4th. And go back to mention that really fascinating article in the Chicago Sun-Times today about Rodman's contract. Enjoy reading about guys who are making that kind of money. If he wins a rebounding title, it would be his 7th in a row. That's a $500,000 bonus.
You notice how that one was smaller.
Yes.
Jerry Krause is no dumb guy. That's a small one because the chances of that happening are very good. The chances of him playing 82 games is not that good, or him shooting in the 60s.
And the incentives for playing in every game, according to the article, kick in the 60th game of the year.
Wow.
If he plays 59 games, he gets his guaranteed contract. The bonus, the incentives kick in at $182,000 a game for every game in which he plays beyond 59 in the regular season.
be interesting if he can get to 82 games.
What do you like? You like his chances?
I don't. I just don't think he can help himself at times.
Well, he has been a model of consistent deportment this year.
You know what's amazing about him? He's 37 years old.
Right.
You know, this is not a young guy. And you know what Dennis Rodman is going to do after this game? He's going to go into the locker room, get on a treadmill or a Stairmaster and work out for 45 minutes and then lift weights. He does it after every single game. It's amazing.
Do I want to ask what he does after midnight?
No, you do not. That's when he gets his hair done.
3:04 to go in regulation, 95-81. Chicago looks good to win again at home. If they do, it'll be their 19th against only one defeat.
You need an agent, all right. A theatrical agent. Ready? Set, high. Hey, what's on? Ready? Hey! Oh, how much for that